Welcome back to another video here on Kill 'Em Outdoors YouTube channel. First and foremost, I just want to thank everybody that watches these videos. Once again, I know this is getting repetitive, me thanking everybody, but I have, without a doubt, the best followers on YouTube on this channel right now. My subscribers are the best, without a doubt. I mean, this is the type of stuff I'm getting in the mail from people. I want to thank Vince. Vince made that for Kaylee and I, and sent it to our P.O. box, and we couldn't be any happier. That's so cool that, you know, Vince took the time to make this, and you can tell he spent a lot of time on it. He did a really good job. Not only that, but he also custom made a turkey call, and it sounds great. He did a fantastic job on it, and it's just stuff like that. I mean, these things are priceless. You know, we have the best subscribers in the world, and my buddy Shane made me this sign right there and got that to me. Just awesome. And give Marcus a shout out. He's from Cresco, Iowa, and he made this license plate with Kill 'Em Outdoors emblem on it, and he wants us to hang this in the duck blind, so I'll go ahead and do that. I appreciate it, bud. If anybody else has any ideas and is interested in sending us something in the mail, our P.O. box is right there. So if you send something and we receive it, I'll definitely give you a shout out on one of these videos I have for Vince and Marcus and Shane. I mean, it's, you know, I appreciate it so much. I also want to thank everybody for all the thanks and congratulations to killing the buck that I call Ghost. I know a lot of you have followed me along the whole hunting season and know how much time and effort I put into that, and I just want to thank everybody for bearing with me until finally I killed that buck. I know it was a long season, and it's not over yet. I still have a buck tag left for the late muzzleloader season here in New York that comes in next week, and I also have 2 doe tags here in New York State, and I have a doe tag in Pennsylvania. And by the looks of it, it looks like everybody is kind of leaning toward the flintlock kill for filling one of my doe tags, so I think I'll be going with that this year. But we'll dive right into some of these questions here. First question is from Barry. Did you find the broadhead in them? Talking about my Pennsylvania buck. Nope, the broadhead actually went right through them. So all there was a wound channel and a lot of pus and kind of smelly type stuff in there. I did use the back straps and the back of the deer. It was fine. I didn't use the neck roast and stuff. That was kind of gangrene and not very good. Cool music at the end. Who is the artist or the band? It's actually a monetizable music, and it's called Thor's Hammer. I've been using it since the beginning of my channel at the end of my videos. Joe, if you're both in the blind and a nice buck rolls in, who gets to take the shot? Joe's talking about if Kaylee and I are both in the blind. I'll give that shot to Kaylee 100% of the time. Not saying if she misses there wouldn't be a follow-up shot from me really quick, but she'll take the first shot every time. John, what drone are you using? It is the DJI Phantom 4 Pro Plus, and it is a fantastic drone. I don't have a single bad thing to say about it. It's absolutely awesome. Congrats, Cliff. How old do you think he is? I'm thinking 2.5 to 3.5. He's talking about my Pennsylvania buck, and I'm leaning toward 3.5, but it might be an absolute stud of a 2.5-year-old. I'm not ruling that out yet. I will know for a fact when I boil his head. I'll be able to get the jawbone out, and I'll be able to tell for sure whether or not he was a 3.5-year-old deer. Are you going to do any late season bow hunting? Probably not bow hunting necessarily. I'll do some muzzleloader hunting, and if I do fill some tags and I want to take the old recurve out, I'll take that out. But my late season will consist of muzzleloader, flintlock, and my recurve maybe. Maybe I'll throw in a cross. I don't know. I'm not sure. And then he asks, besides radar, is any of the other hit listers dead that you know of? Yes. My neighbor killed the big six. So the big six is indeed dead. That buck was spending a lot of his time during the early portion of the rifle season across the road, and anyways, he ended up getting shot by our neighbor, which was awesome. It was a really nice buck, and I was super happy for him. It was a 3.5-year-old deer, and it was just a 6-point, and it's actually the buck on this video right here that shed its antler while I was flying the drone above it, which was pretty crazy. You know, and I went right in there and found the antler because I see where it ran in with its antlers and then ran out with no antlers. So I went in there and found its antler. But yes, okay. So I know of 4 hit list bucks that are dead now. The big six is dead. Radar's dead. Ghost is dead. And there's one more buck that's dead. Oh, Nomad is dead. Not confirmed he's dead. It was Nomad was actually hit by a rifle, and he was tracked about 200 yards where he got bumped 2 different times, and I believe the shot was a liver hit, kind of back. Anyways, the deer was never found, unfortunately, but I've had trail cameras out ever since the night that he was actually hit by the rifle, and I've never got another picture of him. So I'm gonna say that deer's dead, which is really sad. It's a really nice buck, but maybe I'll be able to find him this spring somewhere, but you guys will know if I ever do end up finding him. So 4 of them are confirmed dead for the most part, but obviously the G2 buck, Bruce Lee, and Skinny are very much alive, and I'm still getting pictures of them deer. And one of the bucks that just up and disappeared that I'm really curious about is a buck that I called Bull. I had a bunch of pictures of him earlier on, and later part of October he disappeared, and I've never seen him again. So I don't know if it's really odd that he just disappeared like that. But I ended up getting way more in depth with that than I was planning on. Tim, congrats. You showed the exit wound, which was on the right side of the buck, but unless I'm mistaken, that actually was your entrance. His right front shoulder was quartering towards you when you shot, correct? Yes, you're absolutely right. I was mistaken when I got up to the deer. I videotaped it and I said that was the exit wound of the 168 grain Sierra match tip, but he's actually right. It wasn't. That was the entrance. I put it right on that front shoulder blade, and that's where my round hit, just on the back side of it, and it blew that big hole out that same side. So you're right. That was indeed the entrance of the bullet, not the exit. Obviously, he was talking about my Pennsylvania buck. Headley, have you tried putting out doe urine? Sometimes the big ones will only move if there is a doe in heat. You're right. Sometimes it takes that to get the big ones on their feet. I've done that. I can't say it's worked or hasn't worked for me. I've had big buck encounters when I've put it out, and I don't know if I can blame that solely on the doe pee I put out, and I've put it out and not seen anything, so you definitely could be right with that. Jason, Slava's Deer Stand 2. You're right on the money with that. That's exactly what that says. So I said I'd give you a shout out, whoever got it right, and you're right on the money with that. Red Roof Retriever. Why haven't you thinned out the does? The ratio is much higher than what would keep the boys competing for some action with girls. If you want the bucks chasing for hot doe, harvest the doe and keep the bucks moving. I 100% agree with that statement. We definitely need to shoot some more does on our farm. You know, we're only allowed to shoot so many each year, obviously. It just depends on how many tags you draw and how many people actually hunt your farm. What I do is, you know, if I think there needs to be more does taken and we have tags, I'll get buddies in, you know, that want to shoot doe and have them shoot them right off our farm. Like I had Zane come in and shoot a couple doe off our farm this year. But anyways, you're right. I mean, you want that buck to doe ratio as close as you can get it, you know, and the does are kind of up here and the bucks are over here. So that is something that we need to work on our farm. On the video of me shooting the buck that I call a ghost just a couple days ago, I had a lot of comments on there saying that my shot was after legal shooting light, when indeed it was a totally legal shot. It was, the timestamp on my camera was 4:45 when I pulled the trigger on that buck. In New York State, legal shooting hours are sun up to sunset, and you can get right on any app, weather app, and look at what time the sunset is. December 1st, 2017, in Clymer, New York, sunset was at 4:48 p.m. So I was totally legal. Well, I think a lot of people, what they misunderstood in the video is that the sunset times change throughout New York State. Obviously, if you're farther to the east, it's going to be earlier than farther to the west. And in Clymer, New York, where our farm is, that is like literally the farthest left you can get in the state, right on the border of Pennsylvania in the corner. So legal shooting light ended at 4:48 that evening is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not, you know, trying to go after anybody that commented on it and said that it was past legal shooting light. You know, I really appreciate you guys telling me if you see something that you don't think is right, because I don't try to do anything wrong, and I certainly play by the rules. But if you guys do see something that you don't think is right, go ahead and feel free to message me or comment on there, because, you know, I'd like to know. I try not to do anything wrong, and sometimes in me hunting so much in New York and then going to Pennsylvania, the rules are so different that I get stuff mixed up with, like the orange hat in Pennsylvania, stuff like that. But I appreciate you guys looking out for me and letting me know that. Wisconsin whitetail. Nice video, good job. By the way, what type of trail cams are you using? Most of mine I'm using right now are the Brownings. They're a great camera. I'm using some Bushnells too. I've been the most impressed with the Brownings, though, to be honest with you. Tyler, how many buck tags do you get? In New York State, you get 2. You get 1 regular season rifle tag, and then you get 1 bow or late season muzzleloader tag. 2 buck tags, and then however many doe tags, you know. In Pennsylvania, you only get 1 buck tag. 20 Tay Brun. Congrats, Cliff. I've been waiting since your hit list came out for you to kill a buck in New York. Now both your PA and New York buck tags are filled. You can go after Bruce Lee or one of the other hit listers left with the bow, right? Absolutely. I can actually, with the muzzleloader, I'll be taking the inline muzzleloader out after one of those bucks, but I'm trying to get Kaylee on one here this week if I can, so stay tuned. Hopefully you'll see her take the G2 buck or Bruce Lee out. Well, that's a really good question. You know, I certainly never made this YouTube video to make money off of it. I started this out as a hobby, as a way to show my other buddies my hunts and stuff, and share the experiences I had in the woods and the outdoors with them. And it was just through that I noticed other people were really enjoying it, that, you know, beyond my buddies and my family and stuff. And that's when I decided, well, to pursue the channel a little bit more and get more people involved and do stuff like that. And I was making a decent amount of money off of it to support new cameras and GoPros and everything else to do with my channel. But since YouTube obviously demonetized a lot of them, I'm not making that kind of money anymore. Not that it matters. It was nice to be able to buy other cameras and stuff, but I've had a lot of people donate to my channel, which is absolutely awesome, you know. I'm building that money up, and as soon as I get enough money to buy the 4K camera I'm looking into, I'll buy it, and I'll credit all you guys with that purchase, because it's because of you guys that I'll be able to buy that camera, through buying t-shirts and these hats. There's a camo one and a black one. And if you want any of that stuff, you can just email Kaylee at her email address right here and get an invoice for them, or let her know what you want, and she'll hook you up with them. But then he asked, does it pay for you to go to school? No, my schooling's already paid for, actually, through the GI Bill. I did 4 years in the Army, and with that 4 years, I got the GI Bill out of it, the military benefits to go to school. So that's what I'm using right now, and I only have a year left. Mason Skogman. What did the antler score in total? He's talking about the antlers of Ghost. I'm going to say he's like 120 is what he'd score. He just doesn't have he doesn't have the mass, you know. If he carried good mass around, he'd score more, but I bet you he scores around 120. Alex, what brand or type of brassica do you plant? It looks like you have quite a few acres into it. Yes, we actually have about 4 acres of brassica planted this year, and it varies each year. Sometimes I'll plant a little bit more, but usually each year I always plant a little bit more, just because I know, you know, what it does for our deer hunting. But we get it straight from Biologic. I order it online, and my brother orders it, and he can get a military discount on it, and we get it a little cheaper that way. But yeah, it is the best whitetail attractant in this area when it starts snowing, and I don't see how anybody could ever argue that. Corn works good, but usually it's gone by now, where brassica is still there. If you plant enough of it. I mean, if you only plant a little bit of it, it'll be gone a month ago. But I hope everybody enjoyed this video, even though it was just me answering questions and stuff. And once again, I want to thank Vince and Marcus and Shane and everybody for sending me this sweet stuff. I'm gonna hang it up and look at it every day, and know I got the best YouTube subscribers in the world. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow in Pennsylvania. You guys will have to make sure and join me tomorrow. I'm going to be taking a pistol over to Pennsylvania to try to fill my doe tag on Spirit Hill Farms and Slava Farms over there. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be quite the hunt, I think. We were supposed to get a bunch of snow tomorrow night, so I think the deer are going to be up on their feet. Thanks for watching, everybody.